Greetings from rainy Middle America. Gosh, it rains so hard. I went out to get some ice cream. My logic here was I went to get a burger for lunch, and there were like 14 cars. I didn't count them. I know it sounds like a very specific number. Why not 15? Okay, 15 cars in line at this drive-through of a food place, you know, and I forgot. I was there so long, I almost forgot my name, and so I forgot to get the French fries. I was getting two meals. I was getting a burger for lunch, and they have the best chili. So I got chili for later on tonight for my second meal. That way I don't have to get out again. And anyway, so I screwed up and was getting the burger and ordering the chili, and I'd been there so long, like I said, I was forgetting that I needed to get the and I wanted to get the fries. So I forgot French fries, and so I got home and didn't have these fries, so I thought, voice has been bothering me more than usual lately. Not sure why. My logic here, please don't poke holes in it because I'm trying to stick with this, is that I forgot the French fries so I can have ice cream. That's what I figured. So I went to this ice cream place, and Dire Straits' Brothers in Arms is background music. I said I was going to use that before and I forgot to, so this time I did fire it up, and I hope it's not too loud. I mean, it's instrumental now, obviously. If you can hear it at all, it's instrumental, but I'll take it down if I need to. So, okay, two separate things, completely separate. And I'm 7 minutes already. Sorry. One is just a shout out to streaming music in general. My real life friends, who I only get to talk to, texting, I will talk to them about something that happened, frequently. It's something has to do, if it wasn't my car trying to kill me one way or another, or a couple other topics like that, getting into a brawl over toilet paper, some topics like that. I'm talking about live streaming people and stories, and they're like, you they're not throwing any shade on me. They're just saying you have a lot of stories about that. You spend a fair amount of time. And I said, well, frankly, not as much as I used to. Because things have just gotten busier for me, I guess, since the COVID-19 thing hit. For some people, that keeps them indoors, and they're actually looking for things to do. Just turns out for me, it doesn't keep me indoors. I'm probably driving more miles than I ever did because I'm trying to run all over town, keeping everybody else supplied. But yeah, I'll mention this only because it happened last night, and it's just an example. But it's every day, that's what keeps me coming back, is because I never know what's going to happen, but it's something cool and heartwarming usually, or funny, and it's every single day. And when I wake up in the morning, I go, boy, I don't know what in the world it's going to be today. I have no idea who's streaming today. I haven't looked at any schedules yet, but I'm sure it's going to be something, because it always is something. And it was. I'll go. I always, as I always say, I'm never sure whether it's a shout out or whether it's a ratting them out. But if it's, depending on whether they want to be talked about. But if it's public, if it happened in the stream, then 300 people, did see it, and it could have been anybody seeing it if they just were in the right place at the right time. So if it's in a public stream, I try to not worry about calling attention to somebody. So this was Kristen of Sunny Black Media, and it was last night, well, into 2 a.m. for me, and actually it happened at 2 a.m. this morning. And what she was doing was, as I called it, pitching a no-hitter. Now, if you know baseball, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and if you don't know baseball, I'm sorry. It's like a perfect game, bowling a 300, or playing 18 holes of golf and hitting 18 holes in one, or something like that. It's, like a perfect game. And what she had done was she had streamed from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. yesterday morning, 4-hour block, and then she also streamed again from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. So that's 8 hours of streaming in one day, for her, one calendar day, because she's West Coast time, it's 2 hours better than my time. And she was going to not repeat a single song. Her second stream, the 4-hour long one, and the nighttime one, she was going to not repeat a single song. and she was doing it. She said she was digging up songs she hadn't done in a few years, and so she had her no-hitter going. And I said something about Back to December, Taylor Swift. It would take a long time to explain. That's kind of our song, if you will. And so whenever I come into stream, she talks about it right away, and then she'll say, "Do you want me to play it now, or you want me to wait till the top of the hour, or when it end, or whatever?" And we end up talking about that song. So anyway, I didn't make a request, because I don't make requests almost never. And this wasn't a request, but I mentioned it, I think, or maybe she brought it up first. But anyway, she said she had sang it that morning, and I missed 3/4 of that stream. I got into the last 45 minutes or an hour. It was 4 hours long, but I only got into the last 25% of it, right? So I missed that song. But now I've heard her say she did it already, so of course she doesn't want to do it again. And she said, I'll do it for you. I'll do it right now. And I'm like, no, don't, please, don't do it. You'll ruin your no-hitter. You'll be legendary. You'll have done 8 hours of music without repeating a single song in one day. Don't mess that up for me. Don't, please. And so she doesn't, and she does more songs. And then it gets to be, it's about 3 minutes until 2 a.m. for me, so 3 minutes till midnight for her. It's the end of the stream. She's got time for one more song. And she looks into the camera and she goes, "This one's for you, Keith." And she starts strumming chords. And I'm like, oh dear God, does she mean that she's going to do Back to December and ruin her perfect game on her no-hitter with the last batter? It's the bottom of the ninth. She's got 2 batters out already. This is the 27th batter, the last batter to get out. It's the last song. Either you sing a song that you sang already and then you ruin it, or you sing a song that you have not said already, and then you win, right? And I'm like, oh dear God, I hope she's not going to do Back to December. She said she would, because I said I didn't hear it this morning, but that's just because I was there so late. And she said, oh well, then you'll hear it tonight. She already said you'll hear it tonight, and then I had told her, then she said what she was trying to do was not repeat any songs. So I'm like, no, don't. I didn't request it. I'm not requesting it now. In fact, I'm begging you not to play it. You played it already this morning. It's going to mess up your thing. But sometimes she makes up her own intros to songs, and so I'm listening to this and I'm typing. I can't tell what it's going to be yet, and I'm typing. KP, don't do Back to December. Don't do it. Just bail out of it right now. And well, everything's fine. It turns out she wasn't doing it. She wasn't going to do that song. No, but so that's what's even more cool is, or this is the cool part, I guess, is that the song she does is the Lady Antebellum song that I got dragged up on stage to karaoke a duet with this professional singer that I have a whole YouTube video called Karaoke, and half of it is about this professional ringer from Chicago who travels to St. Louis all the time. I think she's a pharmaceutical salesperson or something in her day job. But anyway, she sings, for the first time I've ever heard her do it, she sings that song. And of course, she says, "This is for you, Keith," because I realize, oh, I've told her that story. She knows that story about the karaoke thing. And she's doing that song, and she had not done it that morning. So she finished up right there and said goodnight, and kept her record perfect. But anyway, just her making that song, and she had it in her mind the whole time. She knew what song she was going to end with. She was going to end that song with it dedicated to me, and just look right into the camera and say, "This is for you, Keith," and then hit that song, and it's the duet. And she actually was quiet a couple places in the duet, which is right where the male vocal would go, and I'm singing along with her, and I think even either in the middle of it or at the end of it, I said, "You left me room to come in with my part of the duet just perfectly." And she said, "Well, good, I'm glad," or something like that. Okay, we're 15 minutes. So anyway, that's today's cool thing for me, or well, last night's technically, but tonight's not near overnight. It's 10:30 at night, but I'll be up for a while, and I'll probably get into a couple more streams. And actually, there's already been 2 or 3 cool things that have happened today that make me smile, or they're very heartwarming, or just funny. joking around, with the streamers or with somebody that's in the chat or both, So today is already checked off too. When I'm falling asleep this evening, I'll be thinking about what happened today, and so anyway, it's just especially during this isolation time, it's just really really nice and heartwarming. Heartwarming is the word. Okay, so I was going to do a car wreck. I know, shocking, right? I was going to do a car wreck story. Not lately. No. I've gone 24 or 48 hours without any cars trying to kill me. Amazingly, probably mostly because my car is still in the shop. And you know what I realized? I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. I had it towed. My sister said I couldn't do it, so of course I did it. Because she swore that I couldn't get AAA to come pick my car up from a car repair place and tow it 25 miles to a different car repair place. She said that's not what they do. They pick you up in the middle of a cornfield when you're broken down, and they put a new battery in for you, or if you need a tow, they tow you to a car repair place. You're already at a car repair place. And I just look at her. I'm just looking at her like, I don't understand the words that you're saying in the order that you're saying them. I'm your brother. You've seen me do this stuff a million times. It's going to happen just the way I described it. It's going to happen. They're going to tow it from one car repair place to another because that's what I want to have happen. And it turns out that's what always happens. So anyway, yes, that's what happened. So haha, Sandra, I was right. You were wrong. Again, no, we're siblings, so we fight all the time. Oh my God, do we fight? Sorry. How did they get into a... Oh yeah, I was just saying I don't know where my car is because they towed it and I had the address of the place and I've talked to the guy on the phone, but on my phone I didn't put him in as a contact, so it's just some number, and I got a bunch of numbers that are just numbers. I mean, many numbers have the name of the contact, of course, but over the last 4 or 5 days there's probably 20 phone numbers on there that are just numbers. Well, I might just have to use the brute force method and just call all 20 of those and see if they say, McGillicuddy's Pizza. Oops, sorry, wrong number, and try the next one. Sooner or later, I'll get a place that rebuilds engines because, I don't remember where I didn't get any paperwork. I just left the car there, and AAA came and got it and hauled it away. And I gave AAA the piece of paper that I had written the address of the place on. I said, here's where it's going. So I don't know where it is, and I haven't heard from them in the last several days. I know they're probably busy, but he said he had a spot he was going to work my car in. Okay, 18 minutes. I got to get to this. All right. So actually, this was the car I had before. This is why I have the Red Beauty, as my great friend Deanna Petku, shout out to Deanna, calls it. This is why I have this car, is because this other one got totaled, and so I bought the Red Beauty used. So this other car, there's a story of it. Right, it was about 2 years old, and it was a crazy hot sports car, fast and cornered really well, and just loved that car too. All black, jet black, shiny, looked like if I waxed it, it looked like it was still wet paint. I mean, it was a really gorgeous car, and I always have either black or red cars. Only two colors I would ever consider having for a car, I think. So driving it out to my mom's house when she lived way out in the country, and I'm on the interstate, and I have one passenger with me, and I'm in the slow lane, and there's plenty of traffic going by me in the fast lane, and they're going 80, and we're going about 70 in the slow lane, and there's an 18-wheeler in front of me, and I think to this day I never talked to the driver, but I think his truck was empty. I think he was, what they call it, bobtailing back. He had taken a load somewhere, and now he was going back empty. And so the thing weighs, 60,000 pounds less than it weighed on the way there. But the brakes are still very good. The brakes are still made to stop it, with being full of stuff. So what happened was, we're all sailing along, and then all of a sudden he puts on his brakes crazy hard, like a panic stop. I don't know what was in front of him, maybe a deer or something, I don't know. It was daytime. And so I hit my brakes right away, but I could pretty quickly figure out the physics and the math of this, is that he was going to be able to stop faster than I could stop. He was going to be able to stop in a shorter distance of feet than I could stop. So that means I'm going to hit him, right? So pretty quickly I saw what was going on there with me slowing down very hard, but still I was gaining on him, the distance between us. I'm like, this isn't going to work out at all. So I can't go over to the fast lanes, so where do I go? The shoulder, right? But see, in America, the driver's wheel is on the left side of the car. So when I'm going over to the right, I'm the last person to be able to see what's over there because I got this gigantic 18-wheeler, back of the truck in front of me. I can't see around it to the direction I'm going. I'm going right. So the passenger sees it first, and she screams, "Oh shit!" And pretty quickly I am also then far enough over, and I'm like, "Oh shit, yes," because it's like a 1 in a million chance, but it turns out 1 in a million means that if it happens a million times, one time it's going to be this, and this was me this time. It's like getting hit by lightning. Of all the tens of thousands of miles of interstate there are in the United States, or hundreds of thousands of miles probably. Yeah, there gotta be hundreds of thousands of miles. This, and then hundreds of thousands of miles of shoulder too, yeah. This was the spot where somebody had abandoned their car. Their car broke down, and they didn't get it towed yet. It had a couple stickers on it. I remember seeing them real briefly. It had like a green sticker, lime green, and then a yellow or an orange one. I think the Highway Patrol put those stickers on there, kind of say, okay, you've been here 1 day, now you've been here 2 days, and then if they come by and there's 2 stickers still on there, I think they tow it themselves, and then you have to pay a fortune to get it, back. But anyway, this car was right there, closer than the damn truck. Well, plus the truck was still moving. It was slowing down heavily, or quickly. Slowing down quickly. It was decelerating a lot. This car had decelerated to 0. It was abandoned. It was stopped right there. And as soon as I got over there, the car was about 15 feet in front of me. I mean, it couldn't have been in a worse spot. If it had been, 40 feet down the shoulder, I would have gotten stopped in time behind it. And if it had been 40 feet the other way, well, I would have already passed the stupid abandoned car before any of this happened. And then I would have had miles and miles and miles of clear shoulder to bring my car to a stop. But nope, this thing was right in the way, right there. And I just had one blink to see it. And I remember seeing those stickers. And then boom. Yeah, the airbag went off. Yeah, the airbag hit me, bam. And also, then I got the airbag out of the way. Do I have my knife on me now? I don't have my knife on me. Huh. That's weird. Must be laying right there somewhere. It's kind of dark in here, But anyway, I cut the airbag to get it out of my way, deflated fast, and then still couldn't see out the front windshield because the whole hood of the car had crunched up completely, all the steel and black steel was like right in my face up against the windshield. The windshield didn't break, but the whole hood crumpled up against it, so I still couldn't see out. And I'm like, crap. And so I say, "Are you okay?" And she says, yeah, I'm fine. 100% fine. Nobody got hurt. Nobody was in the other car. And the truck just kept on going. Well, I opened the driver's side door, fully expecting. Remember, I can't see out the front windshield, but I fully expect to see that damn car there with the back end smashed in. Well, no, it must have been a smaller car with less mass, and this is again how physics works. I hit it with more mass and speed, and anyway, I hit that car and zinged it down the road. It went across both lanes of the interstate somehow and ended up in the median on the other side. Like 3 lanes over, counting the other shoulder, if you will. It was a ways over. It had gone down and to its left, and my left as well, across 2 lanes of interstate traffic and didn't hit anything. I don't know how that happened. But I can see it over there. It's upside down now. It had a rough ride. And it's upside down in the median. So, and my car's, of course, totaled, way totaled, and the police came and they took it they measure the skid marks, so, and they have some other ways of inferring how fast you were going, and so they could tell I wasn't speeding or anything, and then I did all I could, and it's just one of those things that kind of sucks, sucks to be you, there's an abandoned car right where you need there to be a shoulder to have a little bit of room. And that's what the shoulder's for, you know, to get off the road and change a flat tire or something like that. That's where they build the shoulder. And I'm trying to use it for exactly its purpose. And somebody thinks it's a parking lot and left their damn car there and wasn't responsible enough to have it towed yet. So good riddance. I didn't do anything about that other car. I left it upside down, smashed to pieces, and I didn't. The police didn't bother me. They didn't collect. Best I can remember, they didn't collect all that information they usually do. I mean, I turned in my car's stuff to my insurance company, and they, it was total, and they gave me a check. It was a pretty new car, so they gave me a check for, I don't know, $30,000 or something. And I had to replace the car, so I replaced it with the Red Beauty until 2 days ago, or 3 days ago. No, it's been more like a week now, actually. Okay. Hey, wait. Look at that. I'm under 30 minutes somehow. So that is the only time I have ever hit something with my car. That is the only wreck that I've ever, wrecked. I mean, I've been in some wrecks where I've been sitting at a red light at a dead stop and somebody runs into me from behind and things like that. It's not my fault. One time I was in a wreck. I wasn't even in the car. I was in college, and somebody hit my car out on the parking lot while I'm not even driving it, not even in it. And in the other case, I was driving it, but I wasn't moving. I was at a red light, and somebody behind me just bammed right in the rear end of the car. Didn't total it, but just did some body damage. So I had I've been in a few wrecks, but they were always somebody else's fault, always. And this is the only time I've ever caused any of my cars to contact anything else. There's always other things contacting me, hitting me. This is me hitting that abandoned car, but I don't really blame myself for it. Maybe I should, but I think I did everything right. That was the right move at the time. I couldn't go over there. I couldn't stop before I hit the back of the truck. I need that shoulder, and it's just like getting hit by lightning. Sometimes shit happens, and I just don't know what else I could have done. I just needed that shoulder, and there was no shoulder for me. So, okay, 28 minutes, and didn't shake the table. Credited Bandit, and thanks a lot. This was, I just always feels good to get a chance to talk with you. Keeps me sane, and I appreciate you being here. And I'm sorry these are long. But seriously, sometimes I've had people say they should be longer. Not the 28-minute ones, but I've had a couple 13-minute ones maybe, and a couple of two streamers have said not the two that I was talking about before that are new. They have said this felt too short, Keith. So that was nice, and I know they didn't mean do them 30 minutes long. So please put in the comments, make them shorter, edit them, or do something. Talk faster. Do something. Make them not last as long. I'm sorry. Thanks a lot for being here, if you're still here, and we'll see you again probably. Find the button and take care. Really take care. I know I'm gonna probably release this during the lockdowns and stuff, and I don't know that things are going to be opening up much soon. So stay sane and do be safe. Okay. Thank you.